Hello, everybody. Brand new set, same ugly faces coming to you for Odds Brothers episode number 42. And yes, I'm still wearing my Cowboys gear. I do got hope because why? It's a hopeful time of the year, Mark.
Yeah.
It is Christmas, almost, and I'm ready for some damn football. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Welcome to the Odds Brothers Podcast. Follow the Odds Brothers Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Now here are the hosts of the show, Moneyline Mark.
I'm not a smart man.
And Point Spread Shane.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Oh, good Lord, everybody.
Woo! Just wing that button around.
Hey, not only a new show, new set, evidently, I forgot which input some things were on. But that's good about a live show, or as live as you're going to see it right now. Once again, we're broadcasting live, everybody, at the Bentley Sportsbook inside Southland Casino and Hotel in frigid West Memphis, Arkansas.
I'm ready to put my coat back on.
Just to give you guys up north, Mark and I came from up north years ago, so this is kind of a typical winter day. But down here, it was 17 below zero wind chill last night, low temperature of 3 degrees with some snow. You don't get that very often down here. Matter of fact, last time it was this cold around Christmas time, 1989. How about that for some
I wasn't even
stats?
born yet.
Yeah, okay. But not feeling any effects of this chill, at least just yet.
Look at that background.
Jake from, I'm guessing, somewhere tropical Miami. Is that correct?
South Florida, coming to you guys
goodness.
live there.
Looks great. What is the, go ahead, give us the weather report there.
We're looking about 72. Nice little chill breeze. No wind chill, but, some nice there.
Sounds a little chilly, though, to put on the old skivvies and jump in the pool, though. 72.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take it. We'll take 72.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, well, happy holidays and Merry Christmas on the front end. Hopefully, in case we forget to get to it on the back end.
Well, let's introduce him. Tell us what you do, Jake.
I am a analyst with the GameWise team down in South Florida. We are looking forward to our Ohio launch on January 1st, and looking forward to welcoming some more players to the community, and hopefully becoming their go-to outlet. And
your favorite football team was?
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Incorrect answer on this show. 0 for 1. All right. Great to have you. By the way, you don't have a brother that works for State Farm, do you?
That's actually me.
That's your other job you do.
Exactly.
All right, well, good deal. Today, the three of us are going to go over just a review of the bowl games that had happened to this point. Myrtle Beach Bowl all the way through the Lockheed Martin Arms Forces Bowl. See if Mark and I picked any of those correct. You'll see our faces at the bottom if we did. And then we're going to go over the bowl games. There's about 3 or 4 of them going into Christmas, because we will be back with you the day after on Monday the 26th to go over all this. And we'll have a ton of bowl games between basically day after Christmas and going through the first round of the semifinals of the college football playoff. So a lot of good stuff coming up.
So Monday the 26th
Yes.
is an important show.
It is a very important show for many reasons. One, I sure hope to hell I do not have to sing the song to this crap. Go ahead, Mark.
I hit it already. You must have me
Oh,
muted.
that was on purpose. So, just in case you don't know what the story is, Jake, we'll fill you in. Nick, a avid on the Bentley team there, he's an avid Philadelphia Eagles fan, and we had bet a few weeks ago, actually quite a few weeks ago,
Quite a few.
that Dallas would take care of business at home against the Eagles, and if not, I would sing the Philadelphia fight song on Monday's podcast. And in theory, he would have to wear a jersey, but I don't know if he'll be available on Monday if Dallas wins. Somehow, I have a feeling that I'll be muted and shady buttoned all day if it happens. Dallas gets Gardner Minshew instead of Jalen Hurts. That honestly does not make me feel a whole lot better, and we will get down to that when we get to the NFL picks. So you guys ready to roll?
I'm ready. I'm ready for these deliciable.
Well, let's try that. There we go.
All right.
It used to be that button, Paul.
Yeah,
It's not
switch
that
it up
button
on you.
Yeah,
New
there
set.
you go.
New set.
New set. All right, Monday's Myrtle Beach Bowl featured Marshall against UConn. Shocking UConn never made anything. Marshall was given 10.5
What?
there. Yeah, UConn just
Gotcha.
football
Gotcha.
sucks.
I found you. Make sure I'm on the right graphic.
They ended up covering there. Not as easy as I thought, though. 28-14, but it was enough for that 10.5, and then it technically did go over that 40.5 score there. I don't know if you even watched this game or knew what happened, Jake.
Yeah, we tuned in for a bit. It got ugly early, and Connecticut had a chance to go ahead and get to the number there. A holding penalty on the 8 kind of cost them towards the end there, the back door.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a strong Marshall defense that came out kind of strong. UConn, with a little turnaround, I thought they'd have a little bit more motivation going into this bowl game, first time in a while. But yes, and Marshall took care of business there.
As expected.
Yeah, so you see those two ugly mugs next to Marshall because we had that one, Mark. And
That's right,
You
for free.
continue your streak. You only
yeah, my streak is hot on these bowl
He was.
games.
He only missed one last time, so that would be 8 of 9 to this point, I believe.
Yeah, you wait. I got the graphic.
Wait a minute. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl next. Eastern
that's right.
Michigan and San Jose State. Both of us on the Eastern Michigan side.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did they cover, they flat out 141-27 here, easily doing the over as well at 53.5. Something about those directional schools in Michigan, they just are nothing but offense, and that came out to be in this bowl game as well.
Yeah, I like Michigan. Remember I told you, Michigan's been good to me all year long.
Yeah, I remember when you thought this was actual Michigan Wolverines at first. I'll take Michigan.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Michigan Central, Michigan Junior High.
And San Jose State rallied to get some points later. This wasn't really as close as even that 14 showed at the end, was it, Jake?
No, it looked like San Jose was going to run away with it early. Eastern Michigan attacked them on the ground. Just that, San Jose State had a tough time defending their run. Eastern Michigan, I believe Powell is his name, was slinging it through the air, had him kind of off guard there. And, once that Eastern Michigan team with, a ton of motivation behind their head coach, got in front, it looked like it was going to be tough for San Jose State to catch up there.
Yeah. Any more on that, Mark? That was your nap time, I thought you said you were going to do at 2:30.
Still a winner, and those picks were still for free.
That's right.
Let's not talk about the next one.
Hey, if your roof's damaged by this latest winter storm, you can go to roofclaim.com, book a Ratonbo. I'm guessing.
I really
they do
thought
not pay us for any advertisement on the Odds Brothers, but maybe they'll think about it after this. Liberty at Toledo. I had Liberty. I thought Liberty was actually going to win outright, but I did. That's not how we play here. We use point spreads. So
I didn't put the score down.
that 4.5 did cover. Yeah, it was 19-21 or 21-19 if you want to go with the winners. So Toledo did win, but did not cover, and it was woefully under that 53.5. They only ended up with 40 total points here. Oh, no mark face there.
No, I was confused by the whole thing because I was expecting. What was the team from Waterboy? What was the team there?
Yeah. What was that team from the Waterboy?
That's what I was expecting
South
to be in this bowl.
Central Louisiana Tech, something like that. They didn't have any high quality H2O.
No, so I was confused on even who to take.
I wasn't. Watch any of this one, Jake? I couldn't tell you a single stat from it.
I kind of like the under in this one. You got two teams that kind of like to run the ball. Toledo even with their quarterback, who kind of got hurt in the first half of that game, kind of switched to their more pocket guy. But Liberty likes to keep the ball on the ground. Good defense, good front line over there. So like you said, Liberty, covers the number. Toledo wins the game outright. Looked like a good little matchup there. But I did not catch the entirety of that one. It was raining down in that day, and grimy game down there, dirty. So keep it on the ground, stay out of the air, and pound and pound.
Now that their seasons are over, Limu Emu and Doug can go back to selling insurance. All right. Wednesday's bowl game at 8 was the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl between Western Kentucky and South Alabama. Interesting side story on this one. South Alabama was favored by 4.5, and they basically got dump trucked 44-23. 55.5, the over went sailing over, but really South Alabama didn't look like the team that should have been favored in this game, Jake.
No, I agree. I think part of the steam that came in on South Alabama was due to Austin Reed planning to enter the transfer portal, then entering back as a West Virginia student. So once he kind of got in there and was listed as probable for this game, I think a lot of people started liking that Western Kentucky with those 4. The over kind of flew by pretty quick, even with South Alabama not really doing much in the first half of that game offensively. But it seemed like that game was kind of over by the middle of the second quarter there.
Yeah, it wasn't much fun to watch second half at all, unless you had Western Kentucky on the money line, or you did like a guy that we had here, Mark. The points weren't enough. He went ahead and teased it even further and actually cost himself some money. I mean, You don't know that at the time, but obviously he didn't need any of those points as it turned out. Last game on the review slate here was the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl with Baylor and Air Force. Baylor was 4.5-point favorites here, probably carried it by the name only, but Mark and I were not fooled by this.
Yeah.
Air Force ended up winning 30-15. The over-under was 47.5, so you didn't quite get there for the over player. Got teased you there, but Air Force ends the season at 10-3, and isn't it appropriate that Air Force wins the Armed Forces Bowl here?
Absolutely.
So our Air Force was actually doing well all year. I mean, just in regular play. They just don't have many signature teams coming to get on the national radar, but Baylor, I thought it would be a better game. Let's just put it that way.
Absolutely. I thought Dave Aranda's defense come out and try to stop the run. Air Force is kind of one-dimensional in that sense. They did throw the ball a little bit yesterday, which was nice to see. But you know what you're going to get from Air Force. Tough guys, ground and pound, good defense. Shapen, didn't look as great as he did, in that TCU game and throughout the season. So, Air Force kind of put this one away early, some turnovers, and, took advantage.
Yep. And then, sometimes you get a little worried when you pick games like this that these teams from the major conferences that sneak into a really bottom, low-tier, mid-bowl, like they don't really care to be there. They get the free gifts, have the dinner, and then they want to get on the plane and go enjoy the holidays. So it looked like that was kind of what Baylor was thinking of. Let's just get this done with and go home.
I agree. I think lack of motivation or the amount of motivation for a team in the bowl game is a very interesting way to go about capping that for sure.
Yes. All right. So let's get picking to some other bowl games that have yet to start. This one actually, by the time we're recording this, has been kicked off. But Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. The Independence Bowl has been around for quite a bit here. Louisiana Lafayette, a 6-6 teams at Houston, or Houston's designated the home team, at 7-5. Houston's just over a touchdown favorite at 7.5. I hate that hook. Great job for you guys always putting those hooks there. And then 56.5 the over-under. Jake, what's your initial thoughts on this game? Who do you like?
I am going on a straight Dana Holgorsen fade here. Dana Holgorsen historically covering in 2 of his 9 bowl games. Don't really love that. 7.5 is a lot of points. Like we just discussed, a motivated Louisiana team. I think they keep this within the number. I do believe Tank Dell will be playing in this one. Before he heads off to the NFL, and I just wonder, how much willing he's going to be about going about his routes and preserving his body versus a guy who knows he's going to be entering the NFL draft. So I kind of wonder what the motivation is behind this Houston team. I think the ULL with a new coach, first-year coach, I think they'll be pretty motivated to go ahead and get this done.
Yeah, Mark, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to take Louisiana.
Yeah, you can grab the points.
Yeah, I'm going to grab the points, and right now I'm plus 14.5. I cheated. They're up 7-0.
Oh, they're up 7-0 already, huh, Mark? Nice. Well, let me have a double helping of you, Louisiana Lafayette, as well. Actually, I had that down before, and I also like the over in this game, actually. I think it's going to go over the 56.5. So we're all on Louisiana Lafayette, up 7-0, or 14.5 to nothing at this point.
That's right.
See, we can pull that stuff too, Richie.
Yeah.
How about that? All right, 5:30 today. Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, whatever Gasparilla is. Wake Forest 7-5 and Missouri 6-6. We'll tangle there. Wake Forest a slight favorite here, 1.5, not much. Over under 58.5. Jake, Wake Forest was one of my dark horse teams early in the year during college football. I was telling Mark I really liked the way they were playing early, and then about midway point of the season they couldn't seem to win a game anymore. It was just crazy.
Yeah, it seemed like after that FSU game, the season kind of hit the peak there and went straight downhill. I actually like Missouri in this game. I think an SEC team getting points against an ACC team, give me that all day. I think this Missouri team is motivated. I think they like playing for their coach. They actually got their bowl eligibility against my Florida Gators. So,
yeah.
That was pretty tough. But, I think Sam Hartman, I think it's his final game at Wake Forest. I think he's going to go ahead and transfer after this. I wonder about his motivation here. And I think Missouri is they're a tough team. I think they get it done somehow here. 1.5 seems kind of like a weird line here. And I think this game stays, under. I think Missouri's going to try to control time of possession and keep it out of Hartman's hands.
Yeah. Mark?
Unfortunately, I'm going Wake Forest.
Oh, okay.
I think that they're going to get it. The reason I say that is I think they want to do it for that coach going out. So why not go out as a winner?
I got
a little bit of motivation there. Just haven't been a big Missouri fan all year long. So,
although they almost helped me in my incredible when I picked them to upset potentially Georgia on the road.
I thought you were going to say Nebraska.
No, not Nebraska. That wouldn't be an upset at all. But I was really kind of enthralled, I guess, that I thought I had a real good shot of Missouri taking off Georgia earlier in the year, and I think they're excited to be here. So I'm going to go with Jake here. I'm going to take Missouri. Basically, it's a who wins straight up game here.
Yeah.
But I can see Mark's point. I mean, if the players really respected the coach, they might put extra motivation to try to send him out a winner. But
not going to be able to do it.
I don't think that's going to be the case. All right, the 7 p.m. Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. Middle Tennessee and San Diego State going at it, both 7-5 on the season. San Diego State just under a touchdown favorite here at 6.5. Over under 48.5 points. Jake?
Give me Middle Tennessee State here. Big win against the University of Miami, the Canes Killers over there. So give me Middle Tennessee State here. I think they stay within the number. I think it's an ugly game, maybe 14-13, kind of low scoring here. I like the under here as well, but give me 6.5 in this spot. I feel like two teams that are pretty evenly matched. So I'm gonna take the points here.
All right, Mark.
Yeah, I'm going to. That's a lot of points, I think, because I do believe it's going to be close, and I'm going with Jake. It's going to be under. So because I'm getting the points, give me Middle Tennessee. I mean, if San Diego State does pull it out, maybe by 3, but you're going to give me those points, I'll take it.
Yeah, all three of us on Middle Tennessee here. They play hard. They're excited to be to a bowl. Forget about it, and Hawaii to boot. So I don't think weather will be a factor out there on the Big Island. I haven't taken a look at it, but it might look awful similar to what Jake's standing in right now. All right, that's Saturday's bowl game. On Monday, since it will go off before we probably get to the podcast, I did put the Quick Lane Bowl here with New Mexico State and Bowling Green. They're both 6-6, barely eligible. Bowling Green 3.5-point favorite here, 47.5. Well, if you take a lot of your gifts back early in the morning, this is a perfect time for a nap. But I guess we'll pick it anyway, Jake. What do you like in this? In that game?
Give me New Mexico State here. Bowling Green and a competitive MAC this year. Had a couple big wins for their program, but I don't know if I trust the quarterback play from Bowling Green. McDonald's been a little inconsistent all year, and New Mexico State, I think, keeps it on the ground, stays within the number, and maybe wins this game outright. But 3.5 in a game like this, I think I'm always going to take the points in this kind of game.
All right.
Oh. I do agree that this is. Oh, look, you got a notification.
Great.
All right. Well, I guess they can't see that, but just us, huh?
Yes.
All right. Anyway, I'm going Bowling Green only because of Weiss family's there. That's it. That's how much I think about this game. I absolutely think nothing about this game.
You only get that kind of in-depth news and research from the Odds Brothers podcast.
Just hope it don't hit.
I'm actually going to take Bowling Green for a reason, Jake said. They had a couple of good wins in a competitive MAC conference, which in bowl games of this mid-tier magnitude tend to be the teams that win those games. 3.5 does scare me a little bit. I hate laying that half in this game, but I will do it. I really like the over in this game, too. There's not many teams in the MAC that can play defense, and last time I checked, New Mexico State probably doesn't much either. So give me the – I'm not even sure where this game's being played at to see if there would be a weather factor, to be honest. Have any idea where this game's played at, Jake? Quick Lane Bowl? No?
No. Did we lose him?
I don't know.
He's frozen. There he is. He's back.
Are you there?
He's back.
Okay.
I'm here. Got
Okay.
a little freeze up. I'm back.
Yeah, you must have had a 5-mile-an-hour wind gust out there. All right, let's go. That is your bowl game. So now we're ready for the NFL, including last night's recap real quick on Thursday night. Jacksonville Jaguars continue their hot streak. They take care of the Jets. This game wasn't even good
baby.
for a lot of reasons for the Jets. One, Zach Wilson, that's probably the last you see of him in a Jets uniform. The second time he was benched, I don't care what Robert Saleh says about, they were trying to look for a spark. This is like the third time now they've given him a chance to lead the team, and they look like garbage pretty much every single step of the way. So Jets are actually favored there. They only mustered 3 points. Woefully under. I know there was some weather implication with some wind and rain, but I'm telling you guys, in Florida anyway, I think Jacksonville turns around and actually wins now with Ryan Tannehill out at the Tennessee Titans for the rest of the year, and they got to use Malik Willis. I think Jacksonville turns around and wins the AFC South. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I think they've got a shot. I think this game against Houston will be a good measuring stick for the Titans for the rest of this season. Kind of see what Malik's got. He was pretty impressive. Maybe not on the stat sheet, but keeping the Titans in the game on prime time against the Chiefs. To lose by 3 there. And I think they had every opportunity to kind of win that game. So I think if the Titans get it done this week, they can kind of stick their nose in front. But Jacksonville's coming, man. They're a good young team. They're feisty, and they play hard for Doug Peterson. They really do.
They did. Mark, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, they play hard, but they'll make the playoffs. That's about it.
That's about it?
That's about it.
Well, they get a home game. Oddly enough, AFC's got a couple of possibilities there at the end, but long story short, the winner of that division is probably going to be the 4 seed there. So the 5th seed currently on the outside looking in for the AFC has been the Miami Dolphins. The Jets were there for a while, and now San Diego. I'll say San Diego forever. L.A. Chargers would be the first contest for Jacksonville at home. Most of those have an offense that can keep up and to roll, because that Jacksonville defense isn't as good as they showed last night. It's just Zach Wilson is that bad.
Right.
All right. You guys ready to go for Saturday games? Keep in mind, with Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, the bulk of the NFL runs on Saturday or tomorrow this week, and then there are 3 games on Sunday, and then your normal Monday night contest. So first one up is Buffalo Bills at the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
Lots of weather impacts, from wind and very cold, and to some cases snow here, especially when you get from Kansas City and all the games north of that line. This will be one of them. Current forecast for this game, 11 degrees, wind chill below 0. No snow expected. Winds at 15 to 20, gusts to 25. So Buffalo 8.5-point favorites here on the road at the Bears. 39.5 the over-under. Jake, what do you got on this one?
So I like the Bears in this spot. I think that the Bills coming off that, tough game against the Dolphins, similar weather conditions. I think both these teams are pretty accustomed to playing in some bad weather. I think, I lean to the under here as well. I think the Bears are going to try to keep it on the ground with Montgomery, control time of possession, and keep Josh Allen on the sideline. I think Fields, especially too, as a primarily maybe as a runner, they kind of set up some stuff for him to kind of get out in space, maybe set up a play action pass. But I think 8.5 points is a lot of points here. I think we're going straight off the name of, the Buffalo Bills. I think it's, I think the Bears would be a great teaser option as well in this spot. Try to get it out to about, 15, 16. But definitely give me the Bears here. And, I lean toward the under. I think Josh Allen and those boys get it done, but, the Bears stay within that number.
Yeah, I like the under as this as well, and I agree with Jake. I think if the Bills do win, it's not by 8.5. So I'm going to go with Chicago because I think those are just too many points. I think both teams are just going to be running the ball. So that's why I'm going with the under on that.
Yeah, Bears defense is absolute garbage. They've let pretty much everybody hang a 30-burger on them. But they've been surprisingly offensively with Justin Fields and his scrambling ability. They've been in every game. And what's Buffalo been doing here lately? They've let every team hang around, from Detroit, which actually I know they've been on a hot streak. Miami held with them. The Jets held them, 17 points and had a shot to win that. Like, they have not been blowing anybody out, the Bills. So I'm with you guys. I'm going to take 8.5 here. That's a lot of points, even with the weather factored in here. And I'm with you. I like a lot of unders. And this next game we're going to go to, I think the under has a piece of this already built in. This is probably the worst weather game out of all of them. Cleveland Browns and New Orleans Saints are expecting snow, winds 30 to 40 miles an hour, temperatures in the mid-teens, obviously wind chills below zero here. Saints, believe it or not, they're just a game back potentially from they're a game and a half in reality, but a game back in the NFC South in this case. And the Browns, well, they still ain't out of it either. At 6-8, they can still slide in if they win the remainder of their games and have a couple of people choke up there at the end, namely the Jets, continuing woes. So, Cleveland Browns in the snow. Both run games are probably going to be featured here. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I like the Browns in this spot. Waiting to hear back on the status of Nick Chubb for this game. Regardless, they've got a good running attack back there. Kareem Hunt will take the majority if Chubb is sitting out. And I think the Browns get there. Like you said, I think they do have a chance. They need some help from the outside, but they've got a shot at the playoffs, so I think they'll be pretty motivated there. The Saints have been pretty inept offensively. Andy Dalton, I think you see Taysom Hill play a role in this game. Take some snaps at shotgun, set up some runs for him. But I'd expect, a handful from Kamara, Chubb, Hunt. And, like you said, I lean to the under here. I think this number is kind of low. A couple, bad turnovers could push the over, maybe a fumble near the red zone for one team. But, yeah, I definitely lean towards the under. I like Cleveland laying the 3 here.
Yeah, I like Cleveland as well. I think they're going to run the ball a lot, and I think that weather's going to be a huge factor for the Saints. So I'm going to go with Cleveland. Not that I'll be watching this game because I really could care less about either one of these two teams. But
well, 32.5 when it's this low. I mean, do you still take the under on this, Jake, considering the weather?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking. I lean towards the under. But a couple bad breaks in this game, a couple bad turnovers could push this game over. And I think with a team like the Saints, the Browns can kind of get ahead early maybe, and then they'll just kind of control the time of possession there, slow the game down a little bit. With a team like the Saints that hasn't really done much offensively, a 10-13-0 lead here can kind of put the Browns, they can kind of put this game away early, I think.
Yeah, I like, even if it's Kareem Hunt, I think they're doing better there. Deshaun Watson, a little better quarterback than Dalton or Winston if somehow he found his way in. And Chris Olave, which is really their only deep threat in the Saints, if they could put a ball up in the air, he's going to be out with his hammy. So a lot of things lead to the Browns. Now, you may not know this, but I can't say the name because I've been scolded once about maybe potentially giving other folks some airtime, other betting sites.
yes.
But this game was locked in the Betly app. Was no line yesterday, no line today. What's going on there? What are they waiting on to determine the line? Nick Chubb?
Yeah, I believe the status of Nick Chubb is what's holding up that line. I think if you could get under 3 here before Chubb is announced in or out, I think you begin some value there. Obviously the key number of 3, try to get that 2.5 there. But I think if Chubb plays in this game, I definitely like the Browns in this spot for sure.
All right, so that's probably it. If they find out Chubb plays, it probably moves up to 3.5 or something along that line. He's worth a half a point probably. All right.
I think so.
I got you. Good deal there. Next game on the docket. This will be interesting. Houston Texans and Tennessee Titans. I say interesting only from the fact. Oh, by the way, I took the Browns. If I didn't give you a pick,
I was gonna say, I'll just give you the loser on that one.
yeah, no, give me the Browns. I like that one. Houston Texans 1-12-1, but they've been playing some damn tough football lately. When I sat there with the Cowboys and figured, my goodness, did we have a trouble beating that team? And then Kansas City went down and needed overtime to beat them as well. I mean, they're playing hard for a 1-12-1 team for Lovie Smith. I got to give it to them there. Tennessee now, Malik Willis is the starting quarterback. Now, looking at this game on Saturday, temperatures in the mid-20s, so it's not bad. Precipitation-free here. And then for both teams that are probably going to run a lot of this, it ain't going to matter. Tennessee 3.5, though. You going to give that up with Malik?
Yeah, I like the Titans in this spot. I like it a little bit more at 3 if you can get it there. Malik's averaging 5 yards a carry. I think they kind of incorporate that run game, the quarterback run. Obviously, King Henry back there. I think they can kind of thrash up that Texans defense. Malik's only thrown the ball 38 times this year, so I don't think Vrabel's going to put him in a spot to have to throw the ball too much. And I think they take advantage of that. Having arguably the best running back in the league, and I think they get it done here. I think this is a a do-or-die spot for the Titans, like we discussed, with Jacksonville kind of creeping up behind them. I think they're motivated here. I think Vrabel gets them ready to go. And, I think there's been a lot of talk about the Texans kind of hanging in there. And I think that kind of hurts teams. When you got a chance to beat the Chiefs, when you got a chance to beat the Cowboys, and you're still got one win up there, I think it can be a little, a little unmotivating for teams at times. And, kind of hurts, taking the loss there in Kansas City.
Well, keep in mind, they got to make these games close if you listen to everybody talk about how this stuff's rigged, right? So, Houston, play them tough. But when it comes to winning, don't screw up my first-round pick, my number one selection. Don't do that. Mark?
I'm going Tennessee because I think with the weather impact, they're just going to run the ball. I'm not saying Houston can't stop it, but they're going to run it. The quarterback for Tennessee is not going to be a factor. All he has to do is hand the ball off. Hand it off.
Yep.
That's all he's got to do. And I think eventually that Tennessee will wear down the Texans' defense, and by fourth quarter, boom.
So here, I'm going to take a shot only because of that half a point here. I think Tennessee ekes us out. But here's last time they played in Houston, guess who was the quarterback? Malik Willis. He threw for a whopping 55 yards. Derrick Henry's still there. He ran for an amazing 219 yards. So I don't think Houston's going to have much. They're going to want to run, too, with this Driscoll Davis Mills kind of crap. But long story short is lots of running, keeps games close usually a lot longer, and then at the end I'm going to take that half point and give me Houston here.
All right.
Yeah.
I can't say anything.
I do see an outside shot that they could somehow beat him with a turnover. Like I don't know. Tennessee's very vulnerable to the pass. They're like one of the worst defenses against the pass in the league. Unfortunately, they don't have the quarterbacks to really take advantage of that too much. All right. You say, all right.
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs and Seattle.
Some tough games this week.
Yeah, this is actually kind of a de facto maybe knockout game for Seattle. They really can't afford to lose this and still be in contention for the NFC playoffs here. They're 10.5-point dogs on the road at Arrowhead, which is a tough place to play anyway. 49.5 over-under. Weather in Kansas City tomorrow, 21 degrees, winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, no precipitation. So not bad. A typical winter game up in Arrowhead there, Jake.
Yeah, I like the Seahawks in this spot. 10.5 is a lot of points there. I kind of like this as a teaser leg as well, if you're into that. I think the Chiefs, with the inconsistency of Bucker as well, sometimes you take those 3 points for granted, even the extra point. He's been a little inconsistent this year. And 10.5 points, I think Pete Carroll keeps this team within the number. Geno's magical ride is starting to come to an end here, so I think we get a fight from them. But Mecole Hardman, Tony, they're kind of banged up. These guys are doubtful and probable. So the Chiefs have kind of just been coasting all year. I think they get the job done at home. Maybe closer to 7.5, something like that. But this is a lot of points here. Seattle's kind of been reeling. After that loss on Thursday Night Football, they're well rested. They've got plenty of time. So I think they're well prepared for this game. I think Carroll keeps it within 10.5.
All right. Get that dog out of the pool. Mark, you taking the Chiefs? You going to lay
I'm
those
going
points?
with the Chiefs.
Oh, you're going to lay them out.
I do. I think that, with it being colder up there, I said what I say earlier this year about Broncos. I said it didn't matter where
Russell Wilson?
Yeah, Russell Wilson went. I was about to say Marcus Wilson, but I knew that wasn't right. Where he went, because they didn't do anything good at Denver. And the quarterback at Seattle is facing the same obstacles that if he had stayed with Seattle, he would be facing. Running for his life. I'm not saying Chiefs have a great defense, but they will make those turnovers at home. And I think that's I do think 10 is a lot. I mean, if this was 13, I'd be probably sliding to the other side. But 10.5, I think Chiefs do it by 13.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take the 10.5 with Seattle.
All right.
I've done it way too many times, and I even went against I took Kansas City last week knowing that I do not take double-digit favorites in the NFL.
Not going to be able to do it.
So I'm not going to be able to do it this week
You
either.
sure you don't want to go to Kansas City? Come on, flip it over to Kansas City, Paul.
No? But Kansas City could dump truck them. I'll give them that possibility. But they just haven't lately. They've been needing overtime and last fourth quarter drives just to pull games out. Granted, these have been on the road, but still. All right, Minnesota Vikings and the Giants. You know why I'm excited for this game, Mark?
Because you don't like the Giants? I don't know.
No.
Huh.
Remember, This is the battle of the two fakest teams in the NFL. I said the New York Giants were the fake ID of the NFL.
Uh-huh.
And I said the Minnesota Vikings was that brother that's 2 years too young to get into a bar but uses his older brother's ID to get into the bar.
All right.
Because they look alike. And they get to play each other here.
Yeah, so somebody...
So who's fakier?
fakier?
Minnesota's 4.5-point home favorites, 48.5. It will be in a dome, obviously, so no weather impacts here. Jake, it would seem that Minnesota should win this game, but why do I get the feeling that somehow this is a good spot for the Giants?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know if they win this game outright, but I do think they keep it within the number. I don't really have this is more of a lean for me, but I love the over in this game. I think with all the headlines around Wing Martindale and the Vikings head coach, being called Harry Styles here, I think they don't have points on the board even if it's late. Kevin O'Connell probably wasn't too happy about that, but. This Vikings team is pretty interesting. They've got a ton of weapons. You see guys like Osborne coming alive and Hawkinson, these guys. Obviously, Jefferson is incredible, and Dalvin Cook trying to turn the corner a little bit. I think that, and Daniel Jones historically has been a little bit better on the road, not throwing as many picks as he does at home. Give me the over here. Give me the over. I think the Vikings kind of put up some points and kind of play fast. The Giants maybe try to control time possession, but if they're going to hang in here, they've got to put some points on the board. So give me the over here, and I lean towards the Vikings. If you can get 4, probably like that a little bit more. But 4.5, if I've got to pick a side there, I'm leaning Vikings.
Mark?
Yeah, I'm going Vikings all day. Vikings need this win, so I'm going Vikings. I think they win by 7.
Yeah, I don't know that they need it because they pretty much locked the NFC North, and they're not going to catch the Eagles more than likely for the top seed. And they're unlikely for Dallas to catch them either, although that's still in play. The one thing that I picked Minnesota basically because fact that Jake brought up here. Giants are going to have to score points, and I think the most points they've scored all year is 20, maybe 22, something like that.
Again, was that against Dallas?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. I don't think so, though. I think they only scored 17. But in any case, they're having trouble scoring points, and they need to put up probably 24 to 27 to win this game, and I have some doubts that they do that. I could see this cover. I could see Minnesota winning by 4 exactly and getting screwed by the hook, but I already said Minnesota. Let's move on.
Your bet's in.
All right, Cincinnati Bengals at the Patriots. Patriots, boy.
Oh.
Now, if you want to talk about a rebound spot after the dumbest play ever in NFL history last week, this would be it. Cincinnati is a 3.5-point road favorite, 41.5 the over-under here. Weather up in New England, going to be kind of chilly. Temperatures in the teens, wind chills below 0, and there is some shot of precipitation on Saturday. Not a whole lot of snow, but there might be a little snow there, Jake. Who you got here in this battle?
Yeah, coming off the like you said, the dumbest play of all time, I'm going to go with the Patriots here. I think they're going to be ready to go. I think Belichick is going to have them ready to roll. The Bengals are a little banged up defensively. Trey Hendrickson, I believe, is going to be questionable. He's got a broken wrist there. And I think this is kind of a letdown spot for the Bengals. This number seems kind of weird to me, and they've got Monday Night Football next week against the Bills. Give me the Patriots here. I lean towards the under. I think this would be a classic Belichick game. They'll get Ramondre Stevenson going and keep Joe Burrow on the sideline. This number seems a little weird to me. I'm going to go with the Patriots. I like it a lot at 4, but give me 3.5.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going Cincinnati. I don't think Bill and his crew are going to do anything different besides what they did last week. He's going to try something fancy and screw it up. But I'm going Cincy. I like Cincy. I think Cincy's really kind of turned things around the last couple of weeks. I mean, earlier in the year, they looked good, then they went down. It's kind of like a roller coaster. And right now, I'm thinking they're on the way up. I'm hoping.
I was going to say, can't go much further down after that play.
Who, Cincy?
Oh, I thought you were talking to
No, I'm talking Cincy.
On that play. I'm going to take the Patriots only because of that half. I think Cincinnati might win this game by a field goal or less, but Cincinnati wants to throw. I'm not sure the weather conditions are going to be suitable for that. And when you go down to the run games, and which run game do you like better? I like New England's run game better. So keeps the game closer longer. We talked about it. I like your under call exactly. I think this turns out to be like a 21-17, 21-20, something in that range kind of game.
28-17.
28-17.
Cincinnati.
That's what you're saying? Mark it down. That pick, America, is for free. Detroit Lions, the only team probably just as hot as Jacksonville right now. They made it to 500 this late in the year. That is amazing. They're at Carolina. I just got to say Sam Darnold, and I'll leave it up to you. Detroit 2.5-point favorites on the road. When's the last time you've been able to say Detroit was a favorite on the road, and now it's 43.5 over-under? Carolina weather's going to be cold, but nothing extraordinary to talk about here. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, I like Carolina here. Detroit full dome team. I think the weather might get to them a little bit, but I think this number is a little weird here. Carolina has been hanging in there, playing hard for their interim head coach. The Lions have been a little hot of late. Probably shouldn't have won that game against the Jets last week. But they play hard for Dan Campbell, and I think this game maybe give me the over here. But I love the Panthers in this spot. I think the Lions kind of defense is a little susceptible to some points. I think Darnold kind of runs around, gets out of the pocket, and makes some things happen in this game. But yeah, give me Carolina here, and I think they win outright here.
All right.
Oh,
Marcellus.
boy. See, I like Detroit. I think they're going to put a whooping on Panthers. 2.5 is way low, I think. I think they win by 10.
Uh-oh. Hey.
By 10.
All right, we got an Odds Brothers boost alert. If you're willing to give up 9.5 on Detroit, let's boost those odds, baby. Get it in there.
Let me put my note down. There we go.
I do like Detroit as well. There's something about hot teams right now, and they're playing the best. And we saw what happened with Jacksonville last night on the road. Even bad weather, a Florida team going up there, and they basically laid the wood to the Jets. It's about quarterback play. And I think Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, they both played for the Jets at one time. So both of them high picks and both of them searching for dumpsters because they're both going to be discarded at the end of the year. Atlanta Falcons against the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson will be out one more game at least. So Huntley is healthy enough to play in this game, though. Baltimore 6.5-point favorites at home. 34.5, though, over-under. Once again, same story. Cold, little wind, but precipitation should be out of that area by tomorrow at game time. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, I like the under here. I think that experienced Ravens defense is going to make Desmond Ritter's day a long one. The Falcons do keep the ball on the ground with Patterson, Algier, and those guys. But I like the Falcons in this spot with the points. The Ravens have kind of been inconsistent all year. They've got a great coach, but without Lamar, this team is very beatable. I think the Falcons keep it within 6.5. If you can get 7, I love that. I think this is another great teaser leg here for the Falcons. I think they keep it close here. The Ravens haven't really shown that they should be 6.5-point favorites against anyone this season. So give me the Falcons here.
Well, you know where I'm going with this, don't you?
Yeah, Atlanta, because
I win.
You win either way.
That's right. Because I win.
If they cover and if they don't, a friend that really loves the Falcons, you just give him crap all day long, and you win the other way.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's why I picked Falcons.
This one, out of all the games on the sheet, this is the one I didn't like the most to pick because I could see both scenarios happen. I'm going to go take Baltimore and hope that they stayed close with New Orleans last time they played. Atlanta with Ritter, his first game. I think getting one game under his belt's good, but I don't know that Baltimore is the place that he's going to excel all of a sudden. And the run game, if you just looked at run games only, I like Baltimore's run game better than I like Atlanta. So it's going to be close. I do like the undercall, but I think Baltimore does win this by a touchdown right on the nut, and you just barely get over that line. That's what I'm hoping anyway.
All
right, late afternoon games. There's 2 of those. Washington at San Francisco will be the first one to kick off. Washington at 7-6-1, kind of in a spot where they don't necessarily need to win this game, but they got to win 2 out of 3, I think, in their last 3 to get in the playoffs. San Francisco, another start from Brock Purdy. They're 10-4. San Francisco under a touchdown favorite here at 6.5, 37.5 the over/under. Jake.
Yeah, I like the Commanders in this spot. If Heineke does get the start, I think he's fighting for his job, and this is a team that's fighting for its playoff hopes. If Wentz gets the start, he's looking to resurrect himself as the starter here. Give me the under here. I think maybe the Purdy mania stops here. This is a really good Commanders defense. And, you know, I think maybe San Francisco is focusing on getting to the finish line and getting to the playoffs healthy, getting their guys ready to go. I think they ultimately win the game. I think the Commanders keep it close, maybe lose by 3 or 4. But I lean the under here. This is a low number. There's two teams that like to run the ball. And, you know, just based off the rushing attack, we got Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson on one side, and obviously McCaffrey on the other. So I think this is an under game. And I do like the Commanders on a teaser leg as well. Try to get that out to 13.5, 14 if you can get the 7. So,
Woo! Teaser alert.
He's teasing it.
What about, Mark?
You know, I like Purdy, so I'm sticking with him because you know how much I don't like the other quarterback that, you know, I'm not saying that I'm glad he's hurt, but I'm glad he's not playing for 49ers. So I'm going to go with them.
Garoppolo.
Garoppolo. I'm not a Washington commode fan at all, so I hope that they go out there.
Hello.
I hope they go out there and lay a little whooping to him. I think San Francisco, Purdy wants to prove himself. I think it's going to go over. I think Washington, I'm hoping Purdy can find a way to exploit the Commanders' defensive backs back there in the backfield. Hope.
Yeah.
And if he can, that's going to push that score past 37.5. Both teams score. I'm not saying San Francisco's got a killer defense either, but both teams score. And I'd say 49ers win by a touchdown.
By a touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that. I'm taking San Francisco. I know Chase Young's coming back, so that'll be good for the defensive front. So here's what I got for you.
All right.
The teams that have done the best against the Commanders and have beaten them have all had one thing pretty much in common. They've had mobile quarterbacks, which Brock Purdy is. Mm-hmm. Number 2, they get tore up in the secondary more often than not. I think Christian McCaffrey has the edge over either Brian Robinson to catch those screen passes to get out of the way of that offense or defensive line that's rushing and do some damage there. And then at the end of the day, who do I trust more? The defense of San Francisco or the defense that just lost to the Giants pretty bad last week? And I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to take San Fran here.
Oh, boy.
I don't think this will be an embarrassing whooping by any stretch, but I do believe that Washington's going to find out. This is going to be the first really good defense they've played all year. I mean, really good, front to back. And Heineke's, that's not where he excels. That's where he ends up being benched for the next guy. So we'll see. Now, the real game, plus I really can't pick them anyway if any haven't figured out.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I hit that wrong button.
Yeah. Philadelphia Eagles at the Cowboys. Prediction, it'll be the highest rated show and sports programming of the entire season so far.
Oh, boy.
13-1 at 10-4. You got Gardner Minshew at quarterback and Dallas 4.5-point favorites. So 46.5 the over-under here. Jake, everything tells you that Philadelphia in a way seems like they don't really need this game, but trust me, against Dallas on national TV like this, they want to take this one with them. Even if they don't need it, they want to knock it out. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is an interesting game. I'm kind of intrigued at the drop-off on the points with Hurts being ruled out and Gardner Minshew coming in. I don't know if it's as drastic as the numbers kind of swung. I think Gardner Minshew's arguably the best backup quarterback in the league. I mean, he played pretty well last year in his couple starts.
Yep.
I think this game goes over. I think the 4.5 is a little scary there on Dallas. I think if maybe at a 4 number, I kind of like that. But I think this Eagles defense is really good, and I think they kind of hold Dallas in check. The two-headed monster back there for the Cowboys, pretty hard to stop. But this Eagles defense seems pretty stout, and I think they go out there and play hard. Like you said, seems maybe like the Eagles kind of want to, just get this game over with, and the similar mindset as the Niners. Just kind of cross the finish line, get to the playoffs, and move on. But I like the over here, and I kind of like the Eagles on if you can tease it out to double digits. But at the 4.5. Number, I think I'm going to go with Dallas there.
Hey, yeah, man. If I could get the Eagles at plus 25, I'll take them too.
Switched it around.
Oh. So what do you got, Mark? I know.
Huh?
I mean, I really don't know which way you're going to go on this one, to be honest. I tried to guess which way you're going to go, but
let me tell you. Did we talk about the Atlanta Falcons game?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same theory here on the Dallas game.
So if you win, you win.
Yeah.
And if you lose, you win.
Right.
So you're
Because
taking
I know
Dallas.
somebody that likes Dallas.
I wonder who that could be.
So, yes, I am taking Dallas. No, I think that I don't think Philadelphia tries that hard on this game. And apparently, everybody's so scared to sit up on this stage, all these Philly fans that wanted a piece of you
Yet nobody
all
shows
year
up.
long.
Yep, nobody shows up.
And there's nobody showing up wearing Phillies gear, touting. So that tells me something. That tells me they're scared. They're scared. So I went with Dallas.
So Minshew can scramble, not as good as Hurts. Dallas has had some trouble with scrambling quarterbacks. See Trevor Lawrence last week. See Jeff Driscoll the week before.
Well, don't tell me you're taking Philadelphia.
No, I can't take Philly because I think they're actually up for this game. And my next point would be, when you look back at what Dallas has done, they lost to Green Bay in embarrassing fashion, came to Minnesota and put a 40-3 whoop stick on them. I think that Jacksonville, even though I don't consider it embarrassing anymore, at the time, the only embarrassing part was they were up 17 in their house and lost that lead. But I don't think losing to Jacksonville was necessarily embarrassing. But I think they got a lot of crap from it. They've heard it all week. And I think they're ready on this one where they know the entire nation is watching this game that day, that they're going to try to lay a whoop stick on them. T.Y. Hilton's going to have his first game here. James Washington with Gallup and CeeDee Lamb and Zeke and Pollard, they are 100% healthy, and I think they win. I don't think it's going to be a whoop stick, but I am going to lay the 4.5. I think they win by 10-13 when the last garbage touchdown by Philly gets scored with like 30 seconds left in the fourth.
Yeah, no.
And I sure hope in the damn hell, even if I didn't cover the 4.5, they at least win by 1 point so I don't have to sing that damn fight song on Monday. For the love of God, please. No. The more interesting thing is on this game is really how hurt is Hurts, to be honest with you, because Minshew is good enough, but if Dallas does win and make it possible to where Philly's got to win one of the last two games in order to maintain that seed and Minnesota keeps winning, it might get a little interesting at the very end and that last week, 18. All right, Saturday night game. The Raiders and the Steelers, both 6-8 here. Both technically not out of the race in the NFC, or AFC, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out. They're not getting in the playoffs, neither one of these teams.
Wow.
Pittsburgh's 2.5-point favorite. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jake. But
Right
I think he even knows. I think he even knows.
After I took the Cowboys here.
I'm sorry. Hey, you don't know who I'm going to take. I'm just saying neither one of those teams are getting in the playoffs. 37.5 over-under. Saturday night's Steelers, 11 degrees. Wind chills around 5 below. No real precip, though. So, basically, typical Pittsburgh Steeler football weather. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, this is a low number for a team like the Raiders that does score, a ton of points. I think that Tomlin, amid the Franco Harris passing, this is going to be the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. The Steelers crowd is going to be really into it. I don't love the fact that they're laying 2.5 in this spot, but give me the Steelers. The initial thought on this game is it's a little low. Maybe we go with the over here. But if I don't really think I don't have a strong opinion on this one. I think maybe it stays under. The Steelers try to control time of possession, keep the ball in Warren and Najee's hands, and try to set Kenny Pickett up with some easy throws coming off of the IL. So give me the Steelers here, laying the 2, and I think they need this one. They're gonna have the crowd behind them, and with everything going on this week, give me the Steelers.
That's odd. Steeler fan took the Steelers. Mark, how about you?
I'm going with the Steelers. I think they're going to play well at home against the Raiders. I think, look at that. There you go. Steeler gear.
Oh, man.
Where's that
terrible towel?
Yeah, where's that at? Yeah, I'm going with Steelers. I think they beat the Raiders at home. I think the Steelers are looking decent against the Raiders in this matchup. I'm not a huge Raiders fan. I think they messed up when they got rid of their coach. Was that last year, year before? Gruden?
Gruden?
Gruden.
Oh, that was a couple of years ago, but yeah.
Yeah. That was our best shot.
So
Go ahead and take the
you're
Raiders.
all on the Steelers.
Take the Barnes team. Come on. Let me place that bet for you.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
Give me Give me the Steelers.
Oh.
No, I can't take the Raiders, man. They're too iffy. At least I know what kind of football I'm getting out of the Steelers. I don't know what I'm getting out of the Raiders from week to week. They can score 30. They can score 13. Devontae could have 14 receptions and 3 touchdowns or 1 reception for 13 yards. I just have no clue what Raiders team's going to show up, and when I do that, I got to go with the known. Although I can see the Raiders winning this game, too, in a close one. I mean, they played some good, cold snow games before in the past. See the Patriots butt fumble. Or, I'm sorry, the open hand, whatever, tuck rule. There you go, the tuck rule. Ask the Raiders fan about the tuck rule.
I think you
blow their lid.
Steelers win by 3 in overtime.
And nice call. Bonus football on a Saturday night. All right. Yeah. 3 games. You get a morning or a noon, an afternoon, and a night game on Sunday for Christmas. Green Bay Packers and the Miami Dolphins kick things off down there in Jakeland. Miami is 4.5-point home favorites here, 49.5. They need this win in the worst kind of way to get back on track. And the Packers, for some reason, seem to think they are still in the hunt, which I'm going to let them know. No, you're not. But that ain't going to mean they're not going to try to win this game. Jake, what do you think?
Yeah, this number, 49.5, I like the over there. I think McDaniels is going to get these guys ready to roll, throw the ball, take advantage of this nice weather down here. And I think Rodgers and the Packers do as well. Just going from Lambeau to Miami, I think the receivers are going to be a little easier to catch the ball.
Yeah.
The way the offense was moving last week for the Packers, they just look kind of, hitting their stride there. Like you said, they really need this game for their playoff hopes. And as does Miami. I think both of these teams' defenses are the secondaries can be exploited a little bit. The run defense isn't great either. Give me the over here. And on the side, I think 4.5 is just a lot for Rodgers. I think Miami wins the game ultimately, but give me the Packers 4.5.
All right, Marcellus.
I'm going Packers, too. What I noticed last week is that it seems like the Packers, that Aaron Rodgers is really getting that connection with those rookies a lot. As the more games he plays with them, the better they seem to be getting on the same page. And you just see that. I mean, yeah, that's the very end of the game. The one receiver didn't look over at him as he gave him a signal with his arm. But, they'll catch on to that. But, I mean, everything else seemed like they were clicking together last week. So I'm going to stick with the Packers.
I think home cooking is going to do a world of wonder for Miami. I'm going to go ahead and lay the points. I'm going to go ahead and take the Dolphins. I mean, they've been on the road for 3 weeks, almost a month now. They were at San Francisco, went to L.A., went to Buffalo, and now they finally get home. And offensively, I just think they got more of what I call the big play firepower. But I do think Green Bay keeps it close. The best bet of this whole thing is your over, Jake. I love the over on this one. To me, this is 35-28, 35-31, something crazy like that. And which would be great for Christmas Day after your gifts are open to just sit there and watch a bunch of offensive football happen right before you take a nap. Because that's exactly what you're going to need. That's exactly what you're going to need to do when you watch the late afternoon game with the Denver Broncos and the L.A. Rams. Both 4-10 dumpster fires. You got the Dookie. There's the Dookie.
Oh, yeah, I got the Dookie ready to go.
Famous Dookie emoji comes out for this one. Denver, with Russell Wilson expected to start as a 2.5-point favorite on the road, 36.5. I guess who cares, but we'll pick it anyway. Jake, what do you got?
Oh, man, this is the spend time with your family Christmas game special.
Yep.
Oh, man. The Denver Broncos in this spot. I'm going to lay the 2.5. I think the Baker Mayfield run is starting to come to an end there. If it ever began. I think the under here, 36.5. The Rams keep it on the ground. Broncos keep it on the ground. I think Russ coming off that injury, set him up with some easy screen plays. Hand the ball off, kind of get him rolling a little bit. I think Denver wins in a rout. And give me the under here. I don't see the Rams scoring too many points on this Broncos defense. Pretty stout.
Yeah. Mark?
Well, I'm going with the Rams.
I know. I was going to say, you say you could never take the Broncos, but I thought this might be the game.
This can't be the game. I think, well, I can't. Why can't I remember his name? Because he runs.
Mayfield?
No, he runs for his life.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Not Marcus Wilson.
Yeah, that's where I get stuck. Anyway. He doesn't need to run for his life. He's still just going to run because he's got happy feet, and that's going to throw a pick. And I think the Rams win by 3 straight out.
Oh, he's going to take no points.
No.
All right.
For this game, I am. But
Okay.
yeah.
Russell Wilson versus Baker Mayfield. I guess I will take Russell in this one, but not by much.
See, I think
Offensive
Baker.
skill players, slight lean because everybody's hurt on Denver. You got Tutu, Atwell, and a bunch of guys that I thought were bagging groceries last week, catching footballs from Baker Mayfield. Let that sink in for a second. And then they do have Cam Akers. So, long story short, lots of running in this game, which will be good for everybody because it gets the game done quicker. But 2.5, I do think Denver wins this game by 4 to 7 points, probably something gross.
I agree. I agree with both of you that we will be sleeping during this game. If you're eating turkey, of course, I got a lot of ham.
Going off a straight coaching here, it seems kind of weird to lay points with Hackett against McVay, but I think the Broncos maybe winning a route here. Maybe it's the highlight of their season. So give me the Broncos.
If they were playing at home, I think the highlight is with their chant.
Yeah, we drink our own pee.
Yeah, they drink their own pee. Yep.
All right.
Yep, that's it.
By the way, for all you split families that may have been divorced and have kids with other baby mamas and daddies, you might want to time them to come to your house right about 3 o'clock Central for this game, and you won't even worry about how long it takes to open gifts. Just catch the score on the back end of that one. All right, Sunday night game, not much better, but Tampa Bay is still trying to struggle for their life to even get in the playoffs. They're 6-8 against Arizona, who's going to turn to Trace McSorley for all you Penn State fans. As quarterback, Tampa Bay 7.5-point favorites here, 40.5. Everything screams here that Tampa Bay should easily win this game, but they haven't been able to easily beat anybody, no matter who it is, all year. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, that Bucs defense is pretty good. The run game's been pretty inconsistent. Last week in that third quarter, that Bengals game, the ball didn't cross the 50 of the Bucs. So, or it stayed on their side of the field the entire third quarter, I should say. That was a sloppy game. I think 4 turnovers in that third quarter. I don't typically like backing any Cliff Kingsbury coach teams, but give me 7.5 here. I agree with what you said. This seems kind of weird. It seems like a game that the Bucs should win by 21. But I think they get it done. Ultimately, this is an under all day for me. I think James Conner kind of dominates the offense for the Cardinals. And like I said, I don't really trust Cliff Kingsbury here, but give me the touchdown and the point, and give me the under here.
All right, Mark.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bucs. I think that they have something to prove, and I think Arizona has nothing in their tank. And if the Bucs, you heard me say this before, if they can't do it here, come on. I think
Arizona just got beat by the damn Denver Broncos of all people. So
yeah, so I think the Bucs do get it done, even though they're not at home. But and it's going to be like, oh, Tom is great again. No, he's not. He's playing the Cardinals.
Yeah, if I was betting this, I'd try to shave it to 6.5 or 7 at least, so I could try to push this thing, because I think Tampa Bay wins this right around a touchdown to 10 points. So it makes me a little nervous to take them.
You taking the Cardinals?
No, I'm taking Tampa Bay. I don't want to. It will not be a pick 6 selection for me, but
you said it was going to be your pick of the week.
It should be. Let's see. Brady versus McSorley. Definitely Brady. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans against basically just DeAndre Hopkins and Marquise Brown. I'll still take the Tampa side of that. James Conner versus Leonard Fournette. Even. And then offensive line, they both stink. I mean, everything tells you this should be a close game anyway, but Tampa really needs this game. Arizona really don't care, I don't think, most of them. They're already looking to be in a place like Jake right now in about 3 weeks.
Yep.
All right, last game. Not
Boom.
pick 6 eligible on Monday night. The Chargers and the Colts. The Colts are turning to Nick Foles for supposedly the last 3 games of the year. LA's favored by 4.5 on the road. 45.5 the over-under here. Justin Herbert, get this thing done in Indy there, Jake.
Yeah, I think ultimately the Chargers win out right here. But I'm going to go ahead and take the points with the Colts. I think Nick Foles kind of fighting to resurrect his career a little bit, or whatever's left of that, and step in there and quarterback the Colts for the rest of the way. I like the under here. A banged up Chargers team on defense, and the Colts have a pretty good defense. But I think most of these games are going to be kind of dominated by the run game. Eckler's too good to not give him the ball 25 to 30 times a game. And the Colts, they're going to get Foles acclimated, get him going on second and short, third and short. So I think they're going to run the ball a little bit, set him up for some big play action plays, and try to keep this within the number.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Mark.
I'm going Chargers. I don't think Nick Foles got anything left in his tank, so I'm going to go Chargers. Yeah, he'll do some play action and stumble over his feet and fall down. So that's what I think the Chargers, even with being banged up, should be able to pull this out. I don't think it'll be a whooping, but maybe a touchdown.
Yeah.
Maybe 6.
Yeah, there's 2 ways this can go based on last week. When you're a team that was part of the biggest comeback in NFL history, but not in the greatest way, in a way, you're gonna be known as the team that blew a 33-0 lead, and now you're at home. I think you're mad enough as a man to come out and just be pissed off. I think this is a shot where Indy might upset the Chargers at home. They've got the formula that can do it because they can run the ball in theory. And I think Nick Foles has got a lively arm, can move a little bit, and they still have Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce. They got enough weapons to keep this thing close and competitive. So I'll take the 4.5 in the Colts, but I really think this is a spot. I would not be shocked to watch it at the end and see Indy on top at the end. So that will be my Odds Brothers money line boost special if we can get it up to the boys in time. Take the Colts.
Especial.
Straight up especial.
Oh, boy.
All right, there's your NFL action and the bowl games for this week, everybody. Once again, we'd like to invite you to watch us. We're broadcasting from the Bentley Sportsbook inside Southland Casino Racing and Hotel, at least racing for another week.
Make sure you bring your coat today.
Yeah, bring your coat,
gloves,
even indoors. It's
hat,
a little chilly in here today.
Some boots.
Boots. And hopefully our picks will warm this place up because now we're in time for the Pick 6. Like, subscribe, do all your stuff on our Facebook, if you will. Get the word out. And then, of course, the podcast available on your normal channels.
Hang on before we get to the picks. Let's try throwing something up here so we can see.
You want to see the current standings?
Yeah, if I can find it. I label this stuff and can't ever find it later.
I know. The only guy that wears glasses except when he really needs to see something.
Oh, that had nothing to do with seeing. I just got to figure out where I put it. That's the problem. Is it this one? There it is.
Oh,
Hi-yo.
There's your stats so far. All right,
Yeah.
in the Pick 6 game out of 84 possible points. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Weeks. Okay.
Yeah, yikes.
So
is
12
right.
weeks. 55.5 for me, 40 for Mark. Our locks of the week are our best bet of the week. 18 out of 25 for me. Mark finally fell below the Mendoza line of 50%.
Yes.
Got to get up there.
Oh, yeah, this week.
And then, is that NBA even accurate?
The NBA is accurate. Out of the 13 games that we've been tracking.
8 for me and 10 for you.
That's right.
Congratulations. Bowl games, 7 out of 13 for me, 9 out of 13 for you. And then our top picks, the most we've scored is 5 in any given week.
And then you can see I did update the food voucher since you were crying about
Mark's cost the company $225 in food. I've cost the company $125.
I'm saying it's an appearance fee. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so there we go. All right, as our guest, Jake, which order would you like to go in for the picks? You can go first, second, or third for your pick 6.
Oh, shoot.
I'll go ahead and go second.
You plan to go second. All right,
All right,
Mark, what do you want to do? Because I know you're fiddle-facking around on that board, and sometimes you got yours already in and want to go, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah, I do have it already in, so let's go ahead and see if I can get mine to pop up here, and you can talk about that while I try to get this other section set up and go.
All right, so Mark says he's going to take himself some Tennessee Titans action there on Saturday. Tennessee Titans are 3.5-point favorites, so he's taking them at home. Vikings he's taking at home, too, giving up 4.5. The Bengals on the road, I sense a favorite action going here. He's going to give up the 3.5 up there in Foxborough. Oh, my God.
That's right.
The Lions are your best bet.
That's right.
Actually, I do like that. At -2.5, and it makes me throw up every time I think of it. But
good.
Having the Lions as your favorite. You're going to have the 49ers. You're laying the 6.5 at home against the Washington Commanders. And then there's Cowboys laying 4.5.
And why did I pick the Cowboys?
Because you win either way.
Because I win.
If they cover, you win, and if they lose, you win. Yeah, I got that. So realistically, you look, not a single underdog on Mark's ticket, so the favorites looking to reign supreme in Mark's world.
Reign supreme.
Look like. All right.
All right.
So there we got him. Now, your lock you already put up there for Lions. That's worth 2 points for those at home. Every one he gets right is worth 1. The lock is worth 2, and we'll get to those results on Monday.
Let's see if I got the right one here. All right.
You ready? All right, Jake, go ahead and give us your pick 6.
All righty. I'm going to go with the over in Minnesota.
Sir.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
Not going to be able to do it.
Just point spreads. No over-unders, Tiger. Yeah, we just go point spreads here.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead.
You need a minute, or you want Shane to go ahead and go?
3.5 there. Give me New England plus 3.5.
All right, hang on a second. Your first one, you broke up a little bit. Who are you taking? Your first pick?
Titans minus 3.5.
Titans minus 3.5. You got it.
All right.
Let's go with the Browns minus 3. The Patriots plus 3.5.
Patriots
Seattle.
plus 3.5.
Whoa.
All right.
What? England what? New England's what?
New England's plus 3.5.
Plus 3.5. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Sometimes they have trouble typing.
Yeah.
All right, who else you got?
No worries. I'm going to go Carolina plus 2.5 as well.
Straight up against
Plus-
Mark.
plus
Carolina plus
2.5?
2.5. Yep.
Wait. I think I accidentally gave him 3.5. Let me correct that. Get that pronto. All right.
All right.
Seattle plus 10.5. I'm on best bet there.
But plus 10.5
10.5?
and his best bet, Marcellus. He's going with the double-digit rule and making it his best bet.
That sounds like something you might do.
I might.
All right.
All right, what else you got?
And let's go ahead and go with my Pittsburgh Steelers to get there. Minus 2.5 to round out my pick 6.
All right. Well, there's a lot of action going on there.
There is.
All right, so to recap, Titans minus 3.5 at home. Browns minus 3 at home. New England getting points at home, 3.5. Carolina is getting points at home as well. Seattle getting a lot of points on the road at Arrowhead, and then the Steelers to finish things out at home minus 2.5. All right. All right, so there we got it for the high risers this week. Mine.
Oh, boy.
You ready, Marcellus?
Let me find your name on here. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, first thing I got, give me Cleveland Browns minus 3 at home. I think New Orleans don't want to be in the weather for 1, and 2, I just think Cleveland's going to be, whether or not Nick Chubb plays, it'll be a bonus if he does. I like the 10.5 and give me Seattle plus 10.5 at Kansas City. I'm going to go on the other side instead of fighting this trend. I'm going to go on the other side on this one and nail it down, hopefully. San Francisco 49ers minus 6.5. Unfortunately, I can't say if I win, I win, and if they lose, I win because it's against the Washington Commanders, but I'm hoping I get one there. I'm going to be the Miami Dolphins game here, minus 4.5. Give me the Dolphins. I think they're welcome to be home. They need to be home and all that jazz. I'm going to do it. As much as I hate to bet emotional and hard, I just think this is his point where Dallas dump trucks somebody, hopefully, and it's the Eagles. I'll lay the 4.5. Hope they win by 6 to 10. Anything, I hope they just plain win. But in this game, I hope they do it.
All right.
And then the last and final pick for me, well, Detroit minus 2.5 scares me, but they're hot. And I took Jacksonville yesterday based on the same notion, so give me Detroit minus 2.5 on the road to the Panthers. Jared Goff against Sam Darnold.
Who's your pick of the week?
My absolute pick, lock, smash him, go home and bet him to the tilt of the week is the Dolphins.
Oh, that's a shock. I thought you were going to do Cowgirls.
No, can't do the Cowboys because Gardner Minshew, I got enough, and that Eagles team in general, I got enough respect for. I think they are going to fight hard. It's a division game. Miami isn't a division game, but I think Miami really needs to show stuff and get on the right track. I think they'll get that done, especially as the early game. All right, so there you go.
Let me do something here.
Browns, Seattle, 49ers, Miami, my lock, Cowboys, not Cowgirls.
Huh? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you're bad.
I'm on a different screen right now, Paul. Sorry, I can't help you right now.
And the Lions, minus 2.5.
Let's see if I can get this right. I'm trying to line all this up proper. That's close enough.
Look at that. That's close enough.
And then I got to move mine a little bit, I'm sure.
You bring a tear to my eye. You're coming of age
I'm trying.
on the graphics, on your 1s and 2s.
No, that ain't going to make it move. Go this way. That ain't going to make it move. I want to move mine, Paul. There we go.
There he goes.
Whee!
All right, so one snapshot you can take with your phone and see how we do. We'll recap it on Monday's show. Jake, just for joining and playing today, you get an Odds Brothers t-shirt, which we'll expect you to wear next time you're on the show. And then if you beat one of us in this game, you get a $25 food credit here whenever you might show up in the West Memphis area. And then if not, a $50 food credit if you beat both of us, which you would be only the second person to beat both of us, right?
To beat both of us, that's right.
Yeah, so
That's right.
a lot riding on the line.
And hopefully I get my first 7 points.
Yeah, nobody's got 7 in this game either, so whoever were to do that would be the first one.
While we're doing that, let's go ahead and take a look at something. Do I have the leaderboards up? What's this one?
That's the leaderboard.
There you
That's just in general what we're facing right now. At
Yeah.
55.5, High Risers at 35, and
So-
the Joes at 30, but they have not played all the weeks that we've played. So
go. No, the high risers do have a chance. Jake, you have a chance to catch me.
Got to creep back here. They got to have a big weekend.
All right, we got anything else going on, Mark?
Nope. Let's see what this button does. Well,
There's the leaderboard.
Don't want to put it over Jake here.
Yeah,
but,
you can put it over my face for a second.
well, all right. Well, let's see if I can get
But
to
anyway, here's our leaders, and our GMOC was the first guy to hang 6 and beat us. He's the only one to beat us both, actually, in this contest. Kyle, believe it or not, just picked on where he would rather live or visit. So that's how he picked his games, and he got 6 out of it somehow. Richie actually put some thought in it and got 6 last week. And then, of course, Mark and I, our highs have been 5, and we got a ton of people that have gotten 5 points on this show. So the leaderboard is where you strive to be.
yeah.
And he would actually be the 3rd high riser to hit that. So maybe there is something to it in Miami.
Maybe. We might have to go to Miami and make our picks.
Yeah, no kidding.
You got down there.
All right, last thing before we go, keep in mind, sign up for the mobile app in Arkansas or Tennessee. If you do, we have $250 waiting for you. If you lose, you'll get that refund up to $250 based on your first bet. You must bet a minimum of 10, I think, right, Mark?
That's right. Mine, yep.
So, as we always say, if you live right along the border here, you're eligible in both states. Sign up for Arkansas, hop over to the Bass Pro parking lot in Tennessee, and sign up there. They love it when you just park your car running, and they look at you very suspiciously.
Yeah, take Nick's money.
Take Nick's money. Take it big time.
That's
and
right.
hopefully I can take it this weekend when Dallas beats the Eagles.
You want that song?
Yeah, it'll be the only time we'll hear it.
I doubt it. Sing it.
Get our ass kicked on Saturday. All right. Well, it was great having you on, Jake. We hope you
Yeah.
have a great holiday, Christmas,
awesome.
Christmas Eve, and we'll have you on again soon, I'm sure.
Look forward to it, guys. Happy holidays. Thanks for having me.
All right, and you've been watching the Odds Brothers podcast live, hopefully someday, but right now recorded here at the Bentley Sportsbook inside Southland Casino and Hotel. Marcellus, I know I'll see you between now and then, but
Yeah.
happy holidays to you and the
Same
wife
to
as
you.
well.
Same to you.
And we'll see you on Monday with the recap, and hopefully I can wear this jersey in pride.
Oh, boy.
All right, peace out, guys. Let's roll it.
Thank you for listening to the Odds Brothers podcast.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Presented by the Bentley Sportsbook. Place your sports bets here from inside Southland Casino or from anywhere in Arkansas at southland.bentley.com.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Be sure to follow the Odds Brothers podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Keep in mind, in Arkansas, you must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas to bet. Please play responsibly. For help quitting, call 1-800-522-4700.